Good evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson tonight. Happy Thursday. So why are the Democrats so angry? We've asked that question a number of times. It doesn't seem to make any sense, truly. In November, the Democratic Party won everything, full control of the federal government. They seethed for years while they were out of power. That made sense. But winning seemed to enrage them even more. Did you watch Democrats on television today at the impeachment hearings? They are crazy person mad. Florid-faced, irrational, yelling and making threats. It is bizarre. You'd think they'd get to work fixing the country they inherited. They promised to do that. Instead, they've set about breaking things and hurting people. What is going on here? Well, maybe it's intrinsic. There's a certain sort of low-character person who becomes more vicious in victory. Power makes them mean. The Ottomans destroyed the cities they captured. There was never a good reason to do this, to kill people who had already been captured and who had surrendered. The Ottomans did it because they enjoyed it. Adam Schiff and Nancy Pelosi have a little bit of that in them, it looks like. Imagine being Adam Schiff's landscaper or Nancy Pelosi's housekeeper or anyone at their command. Imagine how they treat the staff when no restaurant. How would they tip? You know the answer. They're the kind of people who flatter the boss and scream at the interns. They suck up and they spit down. Jeff Bezos is a god to them. You mean nothing. So naturally, the Democratic Party is constructing a world designed to serve Jeff Bezos. You're an afterthought in that world. If you get in the way, they will punish you. They already are punishing you. Your right to say and think what you want, to read and watch what you want, threatens them above all. Why? Because if you have access to information, you can form your own judgments, judgments that are independent of theirs. A free internet is their enemy. The moment they took power, they began a kind of counter-reformation against the free internet. They started the most sweeping mass censorship campaign in the history of this country, and it's accelerating even now. Yesterday, for example, Google pulled a pro-life news site off of YouTube. Why'd they do that? Simple. Google supports abortion. A lot of big corporations do. Children distract the labor force. If you're raising your family, you are not serving shareholders. Google doesn't want a debate on this subject, so they just shut the debate down. Hundreds of thousands of subscribers to LifeSite News will no longer be watching videos that question abortion because they're not allowed to. Then today, Twitter shut down James O'Keefe's Project Veritas Twitter feed. There was no justifiable reason to do this, but no one in the media asked questions about it or appeared to consider it a problem. Quote, Project Veritas has been known, Politico announced gravely, to spread misinformation. Now, the person who wrote that sentence, a child reporter called Anna, whose Twitter handle brags she went to Cornell, didn't even bother to explain what that so-called misinformation was. But you know what it was. Project Veritas had criticized the people in charge. That's enough now. Anna didn't question that standard. She seemed pleased to play a role in silencing grown-up reporters. She thinks that's her job. Good work, Anna. You work at Politico now. You get to be America's room monitor and tell the rest of us what to say. How empowering. All the child reporters feel that way. That's why they're in favor of it. So Project Veritas is off Twitter tonight, but the Red Guards still aren't satisfied. They will not rest until there is not a single human being remaining in all American media who questions any of the platitudes that Anna and her friends memorized at Cornell in lieu of an actual education. Diversity is our strength. Trans rights are human rights. Abortion is health care. They don't think about it. They just accept whatever the Central Committee decides is the slogan of the day. And anyone who mocks or disagrees with those slogans is silenced. In the name of diversity, we must have uniformity.